Lotus is finally in India. And yes, you will be able to buy the light and fast sports cars, but this here is something else. It's Lotus's new direction, its new way of making cars. That is the Eletre SUV, the super SUV, and it comes with 905 horsepower. But enough chit chat, let's just get straight in and see what it's like to drive. So just how quick is it? It weighs upwards of 2.6 tons after all. Now 905 horsepower, this thing must really pull. And put your foot down and my God, that's quick. It shifts up at around 120 and after that the performance is just as manic. That sub 3-second time, yes, it seems like this can easily do it. It also has 985 Newton meters of torque, so it just explodes off the line. Bang! I'm pressed back so hard in my seat, my kidneys start to hurt. This clearly is supercar pace. Even crazier, 80 to 120 takes just 1.9 seconds. Once behind the wheel, you are aware of the size of this SUV and of course the 2.6 ton plus weight. It has a 3-meter wheelbase, so yes, it's difficult to get away from the size. Adding agility are active anti-roll bars, rear wheel steering and air suspension. Select Sport and these progressively tighten up. When you select Sport, not only do you get massive bursts of acceleration, the chassis also tightens up, the rear wheel steering gets in on its act, and the air suspension hunkers the car down and allows it to drive like something half its weight. And yes, shouldn't we expect that? This company, of course, is called Lotus, the masters of handling. One thing's for sure, it feels much lighter on its feet than you expect. In Sport, what's also particularly good is the body control. This air suspension is able to take care of the weight of this car even when you really load it up in a corner. What gives a lot of confidence are these brakes. They have great stopping power and the transition between regenerative braking and the friction brakes is so well done. You really have to pay attention to find out just when that takes place. Wish the steering had a bit more feel though. Now while you can make it feel nice and agile, especially in Sport, the steering remains a bit numb. There's not too much feel, there isn't much connect, but it is accurate, it is quick, and that does give you a bit of a sporty feel as well. At low speeds in tour or comfort mode, the light steering works superbly. The Eletre is easy to drive without paying too much attention, and the smooth manner in which the throttle works also helps make it relaxing and intuitive. On its 23-inch wheels, yes, you do feel some of the road imperfections, but what it manages to do is put in a layer of insulation so that you don't feel the worst bumps or the sharpest thuds like you normally do on a car with huge tires like this one. And yes, these 23-inch rims are huge. As you go faster, the ride improves. What's annoying, however, especially in our conditions, is that the ADAS keeps kicking in. The pop-out LiDAR sensors used by the ADAS sure look different, and there are active vents under the bumpers as well. About as long as a Mercedes S-Class, even wider, it clearly is a born electric SUV, especially with that stub nose, the long wheelbase and the compact rear. The Eletre is also an eyeball magnet. The high bonnet line sets the tone with the angular headlights, and the bulging fenders and steeply raked A-pillars make it look like a Lotus sports car from certain angles. The designers have also lightened the front by masking the center section in black. It reduces visual bulk. Around the side, the bulging wheel arches give it a wide stance, and the Eletre allows more air to flow through the body than other supercars, enhancing stability and downforce. Lotus calls it porosity, and it's all over the car. That there goes right through and forms an air curtain. These vents, they open up when you need more airflow to the battery and the electric components. This vent leads all the way up from the bonnet, gives the car more stability. That there and that pop-up section above on the roof, that's for the LiDAR. That's the charging port. There are cameras here, and these are 23-inch tires. That's not it. There's another exit for the air curtain here. Plenty of cameras on this part as well. And along with the pop-out handles, as you walk towards the rear, yet another channel for the air. Now you think, yes, well, we're done, but wait, there's still another one. From the C or the D pillar, if you look through, air flows all the way from here and exits over here as well. Oh, and I almost forgot, these half spoilers at the rear. Mounted flush into the tailgate is an active spoiler. The Eletre R, this one, also features a Porsche Taycan-like 2-speed transmission for the rear axle. While many will bemoan the 2,640 kilo curb weight, this is a 4-door all-electric performance SUV. Tesla's most powerful Model X, for example, weighs upwards of 2.5 tons as well. And so will every other performance SUV of this size, be in no doubt. The 112 kilowatt-hour battery alone probably weighs more than 650 kilos. Now, Lotus has been around for 75 years, as that badge tells us, and those are the initials of Colin Chapman, the founder. Also of note, this car doesn't come from Hethel, it comes from Wuhan in China, and that's because it's Geely who owns Lotus now. Under the skin, the Eletre runs a 800-volt system and a fast 350 kilowatt DC charger, none available here, can juice it up from 10 to 80% in just 20 minutes. A slower 22 kilowatt home charger takes 5.8 hours. Claimed range under WLTP conditions is around 490 kilometers. But drive it hard like we did and you can easily knock 100 kilometers off in a few hours. Another area where the Eletre does a convincing job is as a luxury hyper EV. Step into the cabin and what strikes you first is a massive space, closely followed by the high quality materials, in general the impressive fit and finish. It's with everything, material quality, the fit, the finish, the way it's styled and put together, the way chrome and LED has been blended. It just works superbly, and it isn't too loud or in your face. There's a tasteful blend of all these materials and it just works. There is a lot of piano black, and yes, a few fingerprints will crop up, and that'll happen on this large screen as well. But the way these metallic bits have been finished in champagne gold, the way the LED systems light up when you sort of cool the cabin or warm it up, the manner in which these cup holders sink beautifully in a nice damp manner or rise slowly, the fit and finish of this elbow box, the way it opens, It's a lot. Also beautifully done, the top of the dash finished in leather, this double stitching. Again, knurling here for this chrome. These chrome lines that run all across the dash. We've got LED in the middle. We've got these serrations here that really stand out and catch the light. And of course, this is as unique an instrument panel as you're ever going to get. Really slim display, but genuinely all the information you need right here. And of course, if you want more or you want it more in your face, there is a heads-up display. And along with this digital instrument panel, you also get that passenger screen. Now the driver and the passenger get heated, cooled and massaging seats, and these sporty seats hold you particularly well on the sides and give you good shoulder support. Also love the fit and finish of the door pads and that exposed KEF speaker. It just sounds great and really looks cool, especially when lit up. Now interesting graphics on this screen, very Tesla-like, and you can turn the car around and have a look at stuff like the headlights when you flash them, the turning indicators, and it is pretty neat. What's also particularly smart is this cleaning mode. You press it and you can go to town wiping without activating things you don't want activated, and then one long press here, 3, 2, 1, and the screen's activated again. You can also adjust the drive modes from this right paddle. That's track, individual, sport, tour, range, off-road, and not just off-road, you can press highest to lift the car up to its highest setting. Also pretty sporting is the steering wheel. I'm not sure I like the quality of these paddles here or these buttons, but overall the feel and the size is pretty good and it is pretty comfortable to use. The large screen, however, hasn't been well integrated in the design. It sort of sticks out, looks a bit too big, and some of the functions on the screen and some of the buttons are difficult and non-intuitive to use. In addition, there are other areas lower down in the cabin where quality levels aren't quite up to luxury car standards. Now you can buy the Eletre or Electra as a 4-seater or a 5-seater, but this 4-seater really does give you a comfortable riding experience. It's got individual seats that you can adjust exactly how you want. You can recline them, you can take them forward, you can get massaged, you can get cooling, heating, a lot of functions. And this is also a very practical cabin. There's space for a bottle here, maybe a champagne bottle, a deep elbow rest, 2 bottle holders here, the same collapsible type as you get in the front, and also a neat drawer here which is also felt lined so you can keep something valuable and keep it out from view. You also get this cool looking screen that rises up to give you more control of a lot of the functions. Now the seat itself is more sporty than comfortable, just like these seats ahead. And yes, a bit more thigh support would have been nice. So while it's comfortable, don't expect S-class levels of comfort at the rear. Equipment levels, however, are impressive. Apart from the ADAS that uses 34 sensors, 4 deployable LiDAR units, 6 radars, 7 8-megapixel high-density cameras, and 12 ultrasonic sensors for a 360-degree view, you also get additional features like soft door close, privacy glass, an active rear spoiler, configurable ambient lighting, illuminated side sills, an air quality system, and a 2160 watts 23-speaker KEF reference audio system. You can also opt for a ceramic brake pack, and there's a large HUD, and there's also a remote parking function. On this version, you also get 611 liters of boot space, and the 5-seater gets more at 688 liters. The all-electric Lotus Eletre impresses on many levels. Currently in a class of 1 as far as high-performance electric SUVs go, it has a handling chops, requisite grip, and a genuine luxury car vibe. It isn't the best handling or most chuckable super SUV around. The cabin has a few ordinary bits, The electronic interface could be better, and some customers will balk at the fact that the car is manufactured in China. What will draw in many at Rs 2.99 crore for this top-of-the-line R version is that you get a lot of performance SUV or hyper SUV for your money. Costing approximately 1.2 to 1.4 crores less than a Lamborghini Urus, its most direct rival, the entry model Lotus Eletre starts at Rs 2.55 crores. So while it may not be everyone's cup of tea, what it has immediately is a foot in the door. Those looking for a hyper SUV, keep this high on your list. It has the power to thrill and deliver a pleasant surprise.